Have you ever dreamed of having superpowers? Well, that dream may not be too far off, thanks to the amazing technology of exoskeletons. An exoskeleton is a wearable device that enhances the strength and mobility of the human body. It's essentially a robot that you can wear, and it can help you lift heavy objects, walk long distances, or even climb stairs with ease. There are two main types of exoskeletons: passive and active. Passive exoskeletons are designed to assist with tasks, such as lifting heavy objects, by providing additional support to the user's muscles and joints. These types of exoskeletons rely on the user's own movements and muscles to power them, and they can be worn for long periods of time without causing fatigue. Passive exoskeletons are typically less expensive and simpler in design than active exoskeletons. Active exoskeletons, on the other hand, use motors or hydraulics to provide powered movements to the user. These types of exoskeletons are typically more complex and expensive than passive exoskeletons, but they offer a higher level of assistance and can be used to perform tasks that would be impossible for a human to do on their own. One of the most inspiring examples of exoskeleton technology is the story of Claire Lomas. Claire was paralyzed from the chest down after a horse riding accident. But that didn't stop her from completing the London Marathon. She did it with the help of an exoskeleton called the Rewalk, which allowed her to walk the entire marathon route over the course of 17 days. The Rewalk is an active exoskeleton that uses motors and sensors to allow people with spinal cord injuries to walk again. It's a remarkable example of the power of exoskeleton technology to change people's lives. But exoskeletons aren't just for people with disabilities. They're also being used by military personnel to carry heavy loads over long distances, by construction workers to lift heavy materials, and by factory workers to perform repetitive tasks without getting tired. For example, Toyota has developed an exoskeleton called the wearable robot to help their factory workers lift heavy objects. And the US military has developed the HULC, which stands for Human Universal Load Carrier, to help soldiers carry heavy loads over long distances. Japanese company Cyberdyne has even developed an exoskeleton called HAL, which stands for Hybrid Assistive Limb, to help people with spinal cord injuries walk again. Exoskeletons have the potential to revolutionize the way we work and live, making tasks that were once impossible or extremely difficult now achievable. They could even help us explore new frontiers, like outer space or the deep sea. Imagine being able to lift heavy equipment or walk for hours on end without getting tired. Exoskeletons could make these things possible, opening up new opportunities for work, leisure, and exploration. But how do exoskeletons compare to traditional robots or AI-powered robots? One of the main advantages of exoskeletons is that they are directly controlled by the human user. This means that the user can make real-time decisions and adapt to changing situations, rather than relying on pre-programmed instructions. Exoskeletons also have the ability to augment human performance rather than replace it. This makes them a useful tool for tasks that require a human touch or decision-making ability. However, traditional robots and AI-powered robots have their own advantages as well. They can work around the clock without needing breaks, and they can perform tasks with precision and speed that may be difficult for humans to match. Robots are often used in manufacturing to assemble products with precise and repeatable movements. They can also be programmed to perform tasks that are too dangerous or difficult for humans to do, such as working in hazardous environments or handling hazardous materials. AI-powered robots in particular have the ability to learn and adapt to new situations, making them increasingly valuable in a variety of fields. For example, AI-powered robots are being used in healthcare to assist with surgeries, in agriculture to monitor crops, and in customer service to answer questions and provide assistance. In the end, it's likely that exoskeletons and traditional robots will work together to achieve the best results. For example, a factory worker could use an exoskeleton to perform heavy lifting tasks, while an AI-powered robot could handle the finer, more precise tasks. This type of collaboration between humans and technology has the potential to greatly increase efficiency and productivity. But exoskeletons are not without their challenges. They can be expensive and may not be covered by insurance. There are also concerns about the ethical implications of using exoskeletons, such as the potential for job displacement and the creation of a superhuman class. One concern that has been raised about exoskeletons is the potential use as weapons of mass destruction in the military or in wars. The enhanced strength and mobility provided by exoskeletons could give soldiers a significant advantage in combat situations and create super soldiers. However, it's important to note that exoskeletons are not inherently weapons. They are simply tools that can be used for various purposes. It's up to society and policymakers to decide how exoskeleton technology is used and regulated. Despite these challenges, the future looks bright for exoskeleton technology. Researchers and engineers are constantly working to improve the technology and make it more affordable and accessible. Some exoskeletons are even being developed with the goal of allowing people with spinal cord injuries to walk again. Companies like Exobionics are at the forefront of this research, using their expertise in exoskeleton technology to create innovative solutions that can change people's lives. As exoskeleton technology continues to advance and become more accessible, it has the potential to change the world in ways we can't even imagine. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll all be wearing exoskeletons and having superpowers. What are your thoughts on exoskeletons and how they can impact the world? Share your views with us in the comments. We would love to read them. If you found this video informative and enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button as well. We would really appreciate the gesture. Thank you for watching.